Welcome my dear students to your another video sessions of your geography class for class 10. So as usual, today I have selected your topic as it is already inscribed out here, the grid reference, right? So let's start to know the details of grid reference. As you know already, you must have gone through the chapter already, that without the proper understanding of grid reference, and its importance and uses, you will can't understand the questions also. What it demands to understand the questions and then to answer according to the demand of the questions on your survey maps and topographical maps. You have to have a clear idea about this grid reference. Got my point? So what happened? You have to go to the specific locations. That is the main purpose of this grid reference, to find our locations, right? So you have to go to this pinpoint or specific location to find the identification of any object, with the help of this grid reference. That is the main purpose, right? And to understand the definite feature located in a particular portion of the area of the map extract. So you need to have a proper idea about this grid reference. So before I into the detail of the uses of this grid reference on your survey maps, topographical map, let's have a clear concept about what is the importance and what's the meaning of this grid, right? So to take a very short time for this, let's discuss about the grid. Now, as it is discussed out here, grid, right? Now we see, earlier, during this thing class, I have already discussed about the national grid reference, means the numbering nomenclature of 4-degree map, then 1-degree map, which is subdivided into 16 part, other than 1 degree, then 45 by 7 and all those things. So that is also prepared according to the grid system. It's called national grid system. Most of the maps in the India map, Asia map, or the world map is mainly prepared by the survey department of India, and the national grid system they normally follow. But actually the grid, you are already quite familiar with about this grid, right? So grid is actually it helps us to locate, just a minute, locate a place, on our map. That you know, right? It helps us to locate a place. Clear? Now what happens? In case of normal map, say for instance a map of the world, a map of the India, to look at a particular place with the help of grid reference you can show what is the location of suppose London, what is the location of Delhi. So the coinciding coordinates within the imaginary lines, that is the actual lines of latitude and longitude, at that particular coinciding coordinates, whatever the degree value it comes, it's called location. So what happened? This grid are the squares. Normally these are the squares, or rectangles, whatever it is, shape changes. Got my point? So I am writing for or rectangles, whatever it takes place. So these are the forms by the, and this form by what? Either latitudes and longitudes. So got my points? I'm writing theoretically, right? Let's go to the details of it. See, for instance, for you, there's a clear understanding if I show you, if really you can get the proper view of it. You see, so on the surface of the earth, it is the experts considered so many imaginary lines, so many lines in north, south, it is extending, it's called longitude. Horizontally, parallel to the equator, these are what? Latitudes. So coinciding squares, wherever it touches on different place of the world, are the actual locations. So with the help of network of longitudes and horizontal latitudes, what happens? We find any locations, right? Are you getting my point? So if I try to show it for you out here, the better way, right? So on a larger area, what happens? Okay. So what happens? The horizontal lines, clear? Try to understand. And I'm just discussing all those points to you so that it will be very clear idea you will get about this grid, right? Say for instance, so this particular grids, okay, so many grids are this one grid, okay, all are grid, okay. The squares formed by the coinciding lines of longitudes and the latitudes forms a grid. So this specific, say for instance, out here, I'm just trying to show you. Say for instance, this is your India. Roughly, this is your India, say for instance, right? So of India, what happened? Indian latitude and longitude. What is the location of India? Okay, you must have gone through the questions. They give the extension of the India, Africa, or Australia, or these things. So what is the extension of India? Means what is the location of India? Mathematically or geometrically, or you can say geographically. Say for instance, it is 8 degree north to suppose 37 degree north of the equator in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so that means this thermal points, this latitude. Now longitude is what? Suppose out here Gujarat touches 68 degree east of prime meridian, and suppose out here this goes suppose 97 degree east. Got my point? Point? So this is the grid, you can say. With the help of latitudes and with the help of longitudes, okay, the squares or particular blocks it forms, that particular balls over there, whatever the place or the region it is located, situated, to give the location geographically or mathematically of that particular place, you have to take the help of a grid, right? So this grid, okay, this is what is your grid. Got my point? Now, in normal map, I mean in the atlas maps of the larger area, which is done in a small scale, okay, over here 1 cm to suppose 200 km, 100 or more so, right? It depends on the size or shape of the area. With the help of latitude, longitude, you can locate the place. So in a normal map or the atlas map, with the help of latitude and longitude, you can locate a place. But in a large scale map, which normally shows a very small area, okay, and of that small area it shows every details, okay, every important and very specific in small details also it is shown, and that is not possible. Suppose say for instance Russia or any particular place or certain villages of Rajasthan, right, to show every details merely with the help of latitude and longitude, okay, it will be very difficult to show, okay. What happened? With that urgency, okay, what happened? The experts, the geographers and the scientists and the surveyors, they have introduced another set of arbitrary lines similar to longitude and latitude. So you have to take the help of a certain other additional arbitrary lines to specially form a specific small grids, and then only you can locate all the specific and pinpoint location of certain things, okay, it is present on that particular small area on that survey map. And survey map normally it shows every details, right? So what happens, to get the exact locations you have to take the help of another set of grid, which is formed by the additional lines of arbitrary lines of latitude and longitude lines, vertical lines and horizontal lines. So in your survey map, we are going to discuss those things, that is the main purpose of this grid reference, to find a specific location on a survey map. So this is, you have understood. Now say for instance, I'll give you a clear picture of this. So on your survey map, this possible out here in a large area, but in a small area, suppose a map of this size, you have your topographical map, right? Suppose there is a small temple is there, so there is a height is there, triangulation station there, suppose there is small well is there, so this much of small things will be there. Say for instance, in this area there is hill is there, isolated highland is there, or whatever, right? So many things. So all the small things, to find the exact location of these things, it will be very difficult, right? So for that, what happens? The experts, on that map, right? They have introduced and they have considered another set of arbitrary lines, and with that coinciding with that lines, when they form this kind of grid, which actually help us to locate the place on that survey map, right? So what happened? Like longitude on that particular survey map, to go to the specific locations, they have considered some vertical lines. Also, what happened? They have considered some horizontal lines. Agro points, So these lines, when they form, suppose they have formed this grid, right? So this grid, suppose a certain questions made out here. Identify the object, of the identify object found in this grid. So there will be a definite number of that grid. So I'm going to show these things. So this is the difference between the locating places on a larger area in a normal map or a small scale map, and locating places with the help of some additional arbitrary lines of vertical and horizontal lines similar to latitude and longitude, in your survey map. So this is your survey map, boys, in survey map, and this is suppose normal map or atlas map. So lats and long are they, lats and longitude will help you to locate place, and over here, this lines. I mean this lines. This lines also. This northings and eastings lines. We are coming to it, right? So this is the basic difference of these two things, right? I hope you have understood up to this. So let me discuss, about this grid reference and how to go to the specific location with the help of these additional arbitrary lines, So let's learn about the details of this thing. I hope this much it is clear to you, right? Why only latitude and longitudes are not enough to locate a very specific location, right? Because the normal map shows a larger area, small scale maps, but our survey map, our study map is our survey map, where normally it shows a very small area. Of that small area, very specific pinpoint location to identify the different objects of those. We need to have a even further method to go more specific, and that is only possible if further you can subdivide with some other additional lines of similar to latitude and longitude, right? So let's come to the thing. So what happens? So this grid, in your survey map, this grid is formed by two set of lines. I need some space. Just wait for a moment. I hope up to this you have understood the difference of the utility of latitude and longitude and the additional vertical and horizontal lines, which similarly it acts like a latitude and longitude, but it is just for the specific, to find the specific locations of completely a small area, on your survey maps. The purpose of survey maps is what? To go more specific, to show the greater details. Even with their location also, specific location. To show very specific pinpoint location of very particular area, you have to take the help of this additional grid system, right? Clear? So let's learn the grid system of survey maps. Now see what happens. So as I have said, two sets of lines. You have to take the help of two sets of lines. These are what? Two sets of lines. First is what? You have to take lines, vertical lines. Vertical lines. There are some vertical lines. You have to take the help of certain vertical lines like this. Anyway, these are the vertical lines, right? Like your longitude. Then another set of lines you have to consider, like your longitude, horizontal lines. So for instance, I'm just doing out here, right? Parallel to this, like the latitude extending east to west, the left and right, it's horizontal lines. Now what happens of these two lines, there will be numerical values also will be given, right? And value increases in which directions, that is the very important issue, okay, that we have to learn it thoroughly. So this line, the vertical lines, is similar to longitude. Normally it increases towards, okay, east. It increases towards what? East. Okay, value increase. Suppose this is 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, right? So it increases towards east, right, as I have said. Okay, the vertical lines increases towards east, and this vertical lines it is known as, since it is increasing towards east, is known as what? Stings. Okay, moving towards east. As you can see, the value increases towards east. Okay, so this is eastings, moving towards east. Okay, and you have to come, start from the left, and it will move towards right. Whereas the horizontal lines, which is acting like your, what is this? The horizontal lines, which is acting like your latitude and moving north pole to south pole, value increases from equator up to north, equator up to south. So value increases towards up north. So similarly, this horizontal lines, okay, is also moving, the value increases towards north, right? So towards north, value increases. What happens? Say for instance, this is suppose 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, and 3, 5, right? So value increases towards the north, right? So that is why it is known as what? It is known as northings. Northings. Since it increases towards north, so northings. Why I am giving very specific, okay, a particular class of this, because this is very important, okay? Any student who doesn't have clear concept about this, you will make it a mess, okay? So you have to understand the questions, identify the object, you have to go to the particular locations and to understand the geographical details of particular location. So concept of grid reference is a must to have within you, right? So that is why these two lines, which is similar to latitude and longitude, okay, in your grid system on survey map, normally it is known by the eastings, which is actually the longitude. Value increases of eastings from west to east or left to right, whereas the northings, which are the horizontal lines, okay, these lines value increases from south to north, or the top, bottom to top, right, like a from equator to north pole. Okay, but my point, so this is like latitude actually, northings, longitude like your eastings. Got my point? So this is what. Now what happens if you want to coincide these two lines together? Okay, you will get this grid. Now see, I'm just rubbing it up. That's what happens. This eastings and northings concept, you have got it. So its value increases towards north, as I have said. Clear? Now what happens if I just join these lines, okay, intersecting these two? What happens? Suppose I'm here drawing properly for you in a bigger way so that you can understand. Let's consider 4 only, right? So what happens? These are the, what is, vertical lines, eastings moving towards east, and these 4 horizontal lines. So for instance, if I try to draw it out here, okay, to get a clear view, suppose I have drawn it out here. Clear? So this is your, okay, coinciding lines of latitude and longitude, or you can say the arbitrary lines of the eastings and the northings, right? Let's again give the value out here also. As I have said, this is 21, 22, okay, 23 and 24. And over here, what is this? As it is given, 32, 33, 34, okay, and how much? 35, right? Similar to here also, I'm not writing on top, okay. This value increases towards north and this value increases towards east. Okay, got my point? So what you have seen, these are the one grid. So this is a grid, okay, this is a grid, also this is a grid, okay, grid. So all these individual blocks, okay, squares formed, okay, with the coinciding lines of the, okay, eastings and northings are called grid. So over here of a survey map, there will be so many grids of this much, okay, thing, or like this. And each grid, whatever the details, geographical details, all the different features, maybe natural features, whatever, you have to identify that, you have to okay, define that, you have to describe the meaning of that. So without the knowledge of grid reference, okay, you even can't go to the place to identify the object. Okay, got my points? So that's why grid reference is a very important in the, okay, so topographical map or the survey maps. Now see what happens. Next is how to find the location of that file. Up to this, I hope it is clear to you, right? Got my points? So this value always are a two-figure value. Okay, this numericals, okay, of every strings, vertical lines, every horizontal, there will be 2-digit, okay, numerical values also. It will be inscribed on your survey maps. Okay, and the value increases in a certain directions, eastward for the strings and northward for the, okay, the northings, okay, will give you the idea about the total place, right? And you have to calculate other things also with the help of this value, and with the help of this value only you have to go to the specific locations, right? Now the thing is, now I am wrapping it up again. Next is how to find the location now, and how to find the location of a certain things, certain features on a specific grid. Okay, and each grid, this value wise it will be named. How these grids are identified and named. Okay, that's correct. Simple instance. Take this one only. This grid. Suppose what is the, okay, how this grid, particular grid is, okay, will be, okay, named. Got my point? So for that, to go to the specific locations, you have to take the help of these numerical numbers. Algorithm points. You have to take the help of these numbers to go to a specific place. Now see, suppose a particular hill is there, a particular object is there, isolated hill. Okay, isolated hill is there out here in this particular grid. Okay, so how to identify this particular grid? You cannot show it like this, okay, with your finger on your, okay, answer scripts. You cannot describe this way. So what is the options? This particular grid or each grid, it has its definite value, right? This value normally, okay, is the value of the combined numerical figure of those, okay, eastings and northings, or the horizontal lines and vertical lines. To understand the value, understand the specific location with the help of these numerical values, okay, there are two ways, okay, two ways. This grid reference are of two ways. So I am writing out here, try to understand. Grid reference are of two kinds, right? One is four-figure grid reference, another is, okay, six-figure grid reference. Six-figure grid reference. No, this four-figure grid, suppose this ones, if you consider the whole block of it, okay, whole square grid, what is the value of this particular grids? So, what happens? You have to, okay, you have, with the help of these numerical values of, okay, eastings and northings, okay, you have to find this four-figure grid. So how? So what happens? This four-figure again subdivided by 2 plus 2 figure, right? 2 plus 2. This 2 is for your eastings. Eastings, I'm writing short, and this 2 for northings. Northings. That means what? Eastings plus northings will give you the four-figure grid value, right? So See, these two figures are there, okay? 2 digit, there is also 2 digit, will give you the 4 figure grid reference. So any particular squares or grid will be identified with certain values, okay? Normally 4 digit of their value or 4 figure grid reference, okay? And then only you can identify, okay, this indicates that particular grid. So in the isolated hill is there, suppose the contour specifying shows it's an isolated hill or highland, whatever, okay? So in this which particular location it is placed, it is situated. So now what you have to do, and a certain method you have to find the value. So what is the method? Let's learn. Always when counting these numerical values, okay, to find the grid reference, what happens? You have to start from which particular points? Towards this point. Okay, this is the start or origin actually. It's called origin, right? With this one, this is which corner of the map? This is the southwest corner. If it is north, east, west, okay, this is south. What happened? This is southwest corner you have to start, right? The next is you have to start counting first the vertical lines or horizontal lines. You have to start counting first the eastings. Easting first. First count eastings. Clear? So if you want to count eastings or vertical lines, you have to count. Clear? Your location specific object is there located out here, so you have to count. It is situated after how many, okay, eastings, how many vertical lines, okay? So it is 2 1 2 3 2 2 2 3. It has started with 2 3. So your this particular location of this isolated hill will be, okay, location of the, okay, hill, whatever it is, okay, hill will be, whatever, if you go 2 digit, you will get with the, what is this, vertical lines, with the eastings. So you have to start with the eastings first. First, you have to start towards east, means counting vertical lines. So what is this? You have to consider this, because it started with this line. So what is the value of this 2 3? So you take 2 3 first, okay? Out of the 4 figure, 2 figure you have got it with the help of the eastings. Now next is the second, you go towards north. Second, you have to count the, okay, horizontal lines moving from south to north. As value increases from south to north, okay. So this is second. This is first you have to take the vertical lines. How many are there? After that, what started? Not this one. You have to take the first one, because this particular specific location started from this particular lines, distinct lines or vertical lines. So 2 3. This is the numerical value of that particular line. Now go up to this one. This line actually, it is this particular hill started from this line, then extends up to that line. Okay, that particular northing. So over here, if you go 2 3 2 3 3 and 3 4, 3 4 is the, okay, base. From here it started the isolated hill. So 3 4. Okay, is your another 2 digit. This is, okay, eastings. From here you obtain, and this is northing safety. Okay, and that is what. So 2 figure eastings and 2 figure northings will give you a specific grid. Okay, and this specific grid will be identified with this number. This is called 4 figure grid reference. I hope up to this it is clear to you. You know it. Okay, so get it cleared again once again to have a proper concept about these things. So this is what is your 4 figure grid reference, which actually indicates the total block, right? Okay, so coinciding points of this particular corner, okay, this particular corner actually this, it indicates this particular corner, okay, this particular corner of this particular grid, okay, but no point, not other grids. So this coinciding lines of eastings and northings actually gives the total identification of this particular grid on its right. Is that clear to you? Okay. Now, in that way, you have to find all those 4 figure grid reference. Next to this, I hope up to this you have understood. Now, next to this, you, okay, suppose this is quite a larger area. You know what is the area of this particular things? All the area. Okay, what is the area of each grid? Right? According to the scale. So, according to the scale, according to map scale, survey map scale. What is the scale of the map? 2 cm to 1 kilometer. Got my points? That is 2 cm on the map and 1 km on the ground. Okay, so 2 cm on the map. The different distance between these two is 2 centimeter. And over here also, from here to here, it is how much? 2 centimeter. Clear? Now, see what happened. I am rubbing it up. So 2 centimeter, right? So that means each grid is what? 2 into 2 equal to how much? 4 centimeter square. That is the area. Okay. So each grid on the map is 4 centimeter. Okay. On the map. Okay. On map it is 4 centimeter. But in the actual ground what it will be? In the actual ground it will be what? Actual ground will be 2 centimeter into equal to 1 kilometer, so it will be 1 kilometer into 1 kilometer, right? Okay, that means length and breadth it will be what? 1 kilometer square or 1 square kilometer. Okay, in the actual ground, the volume of area of each square will be what? Okay, 1 by 1, which is 1 kilometer square. Are you getting my point? Right? So this is the area. Now what happened? 1 square kilometer, so many things you can fit in, small objects. There can be a house, so many houses, there can be roads, bridges, temple, church, or post office, whatever the man-made and natural features, so many, there will be pond, water bodies, so many things it can be, they exist over there. Okay, so for that particular purpose, purpose, to get the specific location of a particular object, maybe man-made or natural or whatever it is, to identify the location of each and every individual small objects, okay. And if you want to know and identify those objects with certain numbers, you have to take the help of this 6-figure grid reference. Do you get my point? Now, with that urgency, what happened? With this 4-figure, another 2 digit is considered, and that will come to 6-figure. Okay. To go to more specific, suppose this total area is your, what is the figure is out here? 2, 3. What is this? 3, 4. Okay. It shows the entire block, which is actually 1 square kilometer or the 4 centimeter square. Okay, as I have said it out here. Clear? It's quite a large area, 1 square kilometer. So many things it can be added and it can be placed over there at that particular point, a particular grid. So what happened? To go to more specifically, okay, another 2 digit added. Okay, the identification of a particular object and giving its numerical value for its identifications. Okay, we have to take the help of 6-digit grid reference. Okay, so this is what I am going to discuss. What happened in that case? Suppose over here one temple is there. So for instance, there is a temple given out here on that particular object. Okay, compared to this 1 square kilometer, this is very small place it occupies. A temple hardly few square meters. So over here, to go to this pinpoint location of that 1 square kilometer area, okay, what will be the particular numerical value of these locations? What is the number of identification of these locations? So another 2 digit you have to add it out here. Okay, so this plus 2 digit, which makes 4 plus 2 digit makes 6 digit actually. That is the mechanism of this particular the things I am going to show you. So this is the object. Of this object, what is the 6-figure value of this? So to get a particular location, another 2 digit you have to add, because this particular thing, it is located. You say, let's find out the 6-figure difference. It is located in which particular grid? What is the 4-figure grid of it? You have to find first the 4-figure grid of it, as you have learned out here. So similarly, it has started with what? This 2. Okay, you have to go first these things, 2, 2. So 6-figure of that temple, the temple actually located, location of temple, whatever it is, 2 strings, okay, then leave a space here for third digit. Got my points? We're coming up to how far it is, beyond 2, right, which is located out here. Clear? Getting my point? So, what happened? And also, you go, it is located in which particular Northings? 3, 3. In that particular 3, 3, this grid started from the 3, 3. So, over here, you read 3, 3, then for the 6 digit, you leave a space for a while, right? We're going to calculate that. Extra third and the 6 digit. Okay, and this digit, that is the additional 2 digit you have to add along with the 4 digits, okay, to find the 6 grid reference. Now, what happened? To go to the specific locations, what you have to do? You have to again subdivide these blocks, this length and breadth. Got my points? This length and breadth, or the arms, into equal 10 divisions. Further 10 divisions. What I am going to discuss it actually. These lines are of what? This particular grid. If I rub it up, try to understand clearly. I need another space out here, so I'm rubbing it again. Okay, so what happened, as I have seen, this particular line, okay, this particular line, or each line you have to divide into 10 divisions. That means, okay, here you have to divide by 10 divisions, okay, and also this particular lines from here to here, you have to make 10 division of it. I am writing short 10 division of it, right? In this small area it is very difficult to show, so I am shifting this one out here. Okay, this particular, if I draw it in bigger way, but my point, try to understand. So that if I try to enlarge and just for your better understanding and clear view, suppose this particular grid, right? This particular grid, what is this? 2, just started with, and this is what? 3, 2. No, 3, 3. This particular, yes, 3, 3. We are showing this particular. So now these started from 3, 3, right? So this is 2, 2, and this is, okay, 3, 4, 3, 3. Now what happens? This one, yeah, as I have said, to go to the specific location where the temple is situated, you have to divide into 10 divisions. So this particular line and this one you have to divide into 10 divisions. As you have to divide, we have to walk towards Eastings first. Then let's go to Eastings first, and you have to divide into 10 divisions. Now if I try to divide it, if there is 10 divisions, that means what? Suppose I am dividing into 10 divisions. That means what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Say for instance, right? Roughly. Now over this was also 10 divisions. Suppose your thing is, again I am drawing the particular object. Suppose this is your temple. Temple is situated here, right? Got my points? So what happened? Over here, with the help of your ruler, okay, if you draw the vertical line, so if you try to consider a vertical line, and suppose it coincides with this one, okay, got my points? Out of the 10 divisions, this 10 division as I have divided just now, of that 2 centimeter one, this length, which is actually 2 centimeter apart, okay, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, this is of 2 centimeter divided by 10 divisions, that means what? 20 millimeter, okay. This one is, okay, 2 millimeter each, got my points? 20 millimeter, so what happened? So, to get extra third digit, first instance you have to go 2 up to 2, you have written out here. Further, you have to count this point fraction of this, okay, divisions, fraction of this 2 centimeter or 1 kilometer actual grounds, okay. With this 10 division, how much it has gone up to this? What is the location it has coincided? Temple coincided with the 3, 1, 2, 3. So your third digit will be 3. Got my point? Third digit will be 3, right? Now, if you measure it with the help of your thing, a ruler, got my points? So this 2 centimeter, this actually length of this is 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter, okay, 2 centimeter, 1 centimeter to 10 kilometers, 10 millimeters, okay, 2 centimeter equal to what? 20 millimeter, okay, 20 millimeter, that means each is 2 millimeter. Are you getting points? Because it is a 10 divisions. Got my points? So 2 millimeter equal to 0.1. Okay, of that particular. So 0.1, 0.2 will give you the third digit or third figure for the 6-figure grid reference. So up to 3, with this method we have gone up to 3 to get the location of this temple. Next is to get the 6th digit, okay, of that northeast. This 3, this is located, okay, started from this grid 3 from 4-figure units, you have understood. Now, how far north? From here, how far north it is situated? Clear? Up to this we have gone to, it is 3, okay, further 3 division. Then further north, okay, how much you have to go? Okay, suppose again the bottom line, you have to take a horizontal line which will be parallel to this, okay, horizontal line or this thing, northeast. Suppose this is the line. Got my point? It is coincided here. Anyway, so what happened? This particular coinciding points means, okay, over here also you have to divide in 10 divisions. So even east things, the northern also you have divided in 10 divisions. So 10 divisions. This are also roughly, if I try to divide it, suppose, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 divisions, right? Suppose this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is 10. Over here also if I write, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Suppose this is 10. Means the next digit. Got my points? Over here. 10 or the next digit, better to say, right? So what happened? Of these things, it is suppose coinciding at the 7. This temple is coinciding at the 7. You have to measure the bottom of that particular object, right? Okay. First left and the bottom. Over here it's coinciding, so 7. 7 will be, okay, from 3, 3, you have to go up to 7 to get the extra third digit of that northeast, right? We have got extra up to these things because objects are located here, okay? We have got 3. This 3 figure we have taken it. We have written it out here. In case of this, it is considering out here, so it will be 7. Got my point? So now the complete the location, okay, of this temple. So you can write the 6th figure, okay. Temple is situated, is located in grid square or grid reference. What is this? 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Oh, sorry. What is it? 7. This is 6-figure grid reference for you boys. Clear? So I hope I have shown it quite clearly. Okay, so you try to watch it up to this. Actually, okay, there will be 2 to 6 figure. Okay, over here at least 2 marks will be there, and almost all questions, most of the questions you have to identify with this 4-figure grid reference, right? Most of the questions you have to answer based on this concept of 4-figure grid, because you have to go to the object of the grid particular area and to find the geographical details of the area, and then only you have to interpret and answer the question according to the answer to all those questions. So what happened? You have to understand the questions with the help of grid square for specific locations. Then only you will, with the signs and symbols, you have to go through and understand, okay, what are those details are there, and accordingly you have to answer. So these concepts of, okay, grid reference is very important to you. Okay, I repeat once again for you. You see, as I have said, the vertical lines, okay, are the eastings, like your longitude. Horizontal lines are the northings, moving north, right? If you coincide both, okay, but these arbitrary lines will form a grid. These are 1 grid. Okay, these grids are also numbered, 2-digit numerical numbers of each lines, arbitrary lines are there. Okay, these lines will help you to identify the numerical value or the identification number of each grid. Okay, with the 4-figure grid reference. Okay, to calculate the 4-figure grid, you have to start from the southwest corner. It's the starting or origin. From here you have to start first the eastings, means you have to count the vertical lines first, because number increases from left to right. Okay, your object is here. Okay, so what happened? Up to this line, you have to it started from this object to this. So this line you have to consider 2, 3. 2, 3 you have considered. Okay, next you have to go up to the northings. Second is horizontal lines you have to count. Horizontal starts from the south to north or bottom to top. So this object started from this, so 3, 4. Okay, so 2, 3, 3, 4. 2, 3 and 3, 4 indicates this particular one. Okay, that means this particular coordinates. Okay, coinciding lines of vertical and horizontal lines is called coordinates. Okay, these coordinates will be considered. Okay, of the object left, bottom left. Of the object bottom left. Suppose what is the 4-figure grid reference of this? Okay, suppose something is there, one village is there. At one point there is a village. Okay, red blocks are there. There is a village. Some village X is here. At one point, what is the identification? This village is located in which particular grid square? Which particular the identification number? So this grid square is actually what? You have to go Hastings first. Since started with the 2, 1. Okay, you have to have this coinciding coordinates you have to consider. The vertical lines just started with this one, so 2, 1. Okay, the 4 here is 2, 1. Okay, and then just started with 3, 4. The horizontal lines later on. Okay, so 3, 4. So it will be 3, 4. Okay, so what you have got these coinciding points of that particular object, bottom left. Okay, bottom left you have to consider. Okay, so this coinciding coordinates. The figure of this one shows this right hand side block. Clear? Karmapan as 2, 3, 3, 4. 2, 3 and 3, 4 indicates this block. Similarly, 2, 1 and 3, 4. 2, 1 and 3, 4 indicate 2 and 3, 4 indicates this block. So of that object, whatever it is there, specific object, maybe towns, cities, rail stations, or big reservoir, or any other objects of the man-made. Suppose in a hill or plateau or whatever. Okay, there. So bottom left will be the coordinates. The values of coordinates of bottom left will be considered for this right hand side top. Okay, square. So 3. Is that clear to you? I hope there will be no confusions up to this. Okay, so this is what 4-figure grid reference. But this 4-figure grid reference, it gives the location of the complete block. Okay, that complete block, right? Now, to get a very specific location like this temple, as I have said, to get a very specific location of that total block, what will be the specific identification number, and how to identify that particular block, and how it will be expressed of that particular pinpoint locations. For that, extra with that 4-figure, extra 2-digit, okay, you have to add with certain technique, and that will give you the specific and pinpoint location of any particular man-made or physical features present in the survey map. Okay, that is called 6-figure grid square. Okay, or 6-figure grid reference. What is the formula? Same. Again, you have to start. You have to take the help of you have to consider this particular 4-figure grid reference of this. What is the 4-figure grid reference of this? 2, 2 and 3, 3. Okay, what happened in this case? Okay, up to 2, 2, 3, 3 is this one. But our object, it is further up to this. It has got further Hastings up to this, and further northings up to this. So you have to count further Hastings first up to 2, 2. You see another this much it has covered. This vertical line. So additional Hastings you have to consider. How? With this length and breadth, horizontal and vertical coordinates or lines, again with that 2 centimeter line you have to divide into, equal 10 divisions. 1 centimeter to what? 10 millimeter, 2 centimeter is 20 millimeter, 2 millimeter each you have to consider 10 divisions. So as I have divided, this much, I have enlarged this one out here, but my point enlarged, I have divided into 10 divisions, right? Now coinciding, if you try to take another vertical line coinciding that object or the temple, and it coincides with which particular extra fractional point, number, suppose it's considered 3. So 3 will be your extra digit for these things. You have to count for these things. 2, 2 you know, right? It is not exactly on the coordinates of 2, 2 and 3, 3. It is gone little inside. How far is from 2, 2? Hastings, it is up to 0.3, right? So the 2, 2, 3. You cannot say 223, let 2, 2, 3. What happens? So 2, 2, 3. 3 is out of the 10 division of 2 centimeter in the map. Okay, another point. So this 3 extra third digit can be added in that way or considered in that way. So you have to complete the istings. Okay, up to this line, how far it is located is, it is up to 3, right? And how far north? So 3 3 you know. Then how far north? Up to 7. Again you have divided into 10 divisions. This 2 centimeter, this 2 centimeter. If you divide into 10 divisions, I mean each division, each spacing will be of what? Spacing will be of what? 2 millimeter. Okay, spacing will be of 2 millimeter. Okay, but my point. So this 2 millimeter, will be your 1 point, or will give you the extra additional third or sixth digit. Third digit for the istings and sixth digit. And the final digit, 6 digit out of the 6 way grid difference will give you by the northeast. Right? Now it is coincided here, it will give you 6 figure grid difference. Clear? Now, say for instance, let's practice 1 or 2 more examples to clear your concept again. Suppose there is a particular a particular feature is there, spot height or something. Suppose this is a spot height, or say for instance this particular thing. Okay, a triangular semester 3, 2, 2. Okay, this is the height of that piece, right? Triangular semester is the symbol to show the height of any particular point. Okay, so this particular point, what is the 6 figure grid difference of this? Yeah, let's learn again, right? I'm rubbing it. Temple you have understood. This time another object is the triangular semester. So the 6 figure grid of that triangle, it is there. Okay, that means this one actually, this one. What you have to do first? You have to count these things. 2 2 you know. So write 2 2 istings. So it has gone up to 2 is here. So how far is this? So another istings you have to add coinciding this particular point. Say for instance, it's gone this. Okay. So 2 2. That means 2 2 it is gone up to 9. Okay. 1 2 3 4. It is 2 millimeter apart. Okay. Within the 10 divisions of 2 centimeter of grid, a particular grid lines for istings, it is considered the 9 suppose. So extra digit will be your 9. Yeah. So istings complete. Okay. Now you have to count northings. Northing, what is this? 3 3. 3 3 northings, this one. And before 3 4 it is started here. Again you with this line you draw a parallel line, okay, of this curve line. Parallel in this. Suppose it is coinciding just below 9. Okay, or it is close to 9. Curve points below 8 or close to 9. So if it is inching closer to 9, you consider 9. Curve point. So because my line is not straight that much, again I am drawing. So if you try to draw, it will coincide here, say for instance. Okay. Now suppose it is close to 9 or 9, right? Okay. So this particular it coincides with the further northings. So next digit will be 9. So of that triangle or any particular object, okay, which is a triangular station, the pinpoint locations or the 6 figure grid difference will be this much, right? Is that clear to you? Let's find this one again. Okay, spot height. Suppose something is there, a well or whatever, it is a well there, a pond, something is there. To get the specific pinpoint location of this particular dot, let's count again. Let's go istings first. Istings means vertical lines. 2 2 you know of this point, right? Of this point. 2 2 you know from the beginning because istings up to here. Now again you draw the vertical lines. Further istings it is coincided with particular point. Okay, suppose it is coincided. 2 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? It is close to 7, so write 7. If it is close to 8, it will be 8. And point, anything beyond 5, okay, it will be of next digit, that you know, okay? So it is not on that side, it is close to 7, you write 7. 7, okay? First istings complete. Then northings. Northings, how far? Then again you draw one line, okay? Suppose it is coinciding with a 5. 1 2, out of the 10 division, it is coinciding with the 5. So further northings, then 3 3. Then you write 3 3. The further northings was 1 2 3 4 5, right? So 5 will be your northeast. Clear? Got my points? So next 3 digit is your northeast, first 2 digits is your eastings. Right? So extra digit you have to find in this way. Extra digit, the third digit and the 6th digit. Okay, can be calculated in that way to find the 6-figure grid square. Hope this is clear to you. Very, very important, dear students. So as I have said, to go to the specific locations or even to understand the questions without the knowledge, proper knowledge of the grid square, okay, or the grids to identify the object or the place, okay, it's very, very difficult for you. So I thought of giving a special sessions. You must have your concepts already, okay, certain extents, but it will clear your concept, I believe. Now what happens, my suggestions will be to go through this, okay, watch this video, even in your book, it's clearly, beautiful way it is described, and have a clear concept about this grid reference. With this grid reference, you have to understand the questions and accordingly you have to answer, right? Okay. So today up to this, go through again as I have suggested, learn it thoroughly, okay. Each and every factors it will be discussed slowly and steadily, okay, to clear your concepts, right? Object is to score 20 marks out of 20, 20 you have to score, right? This is very simple. The calculation is actually that you have to apply your mathematical sense, okay, everything is easy, and your geographical sense at the same time. While interpreting, your geographical sense will come into play, and while calculating, your little simple easy calculation it is play, right? So with other geographical facts and details of this survey match we're going to discuss in your next video session, right? So till then, okay, go through this and learn, right? So up to this, okay, we'll see you next. Take care and thanks for watching.